It is the 9th of July 1942, and the Marine divisions of the 4th Japanese Army are getting ready for the invasions of Midway and of Hawaii. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. In the last episode, if you've skipped it, we have vastly reorganized things, positioned the armies, started constructing some stuff, cleaned up the Air Force, all kinds of things. And right now, we are in the process of planning the invasions of the two last major strongholds in the Pacific, and that would be Midway and Hawaii. We have sunk a fair few troop convoys that the Americans and the Mexicans have been shifting around. So we don't quite know how well they are defended, but right now we have Osawa's Carrier Group 2 operating in the area and running on strike force duty. That should give us sufficient naval supremacy for us to launch the invasion. We've got 6 naval divisions of the 4th Army ready to invade Midway, and we've got another 5 divisions situated at the Johnston Atoll. So while the Midway invasion is ongoing, we will already start to plan the next invasion against Hawaii. And yeah, 5 divisions are in there. So we're also planning the invasion of New Zealand, but we're still waiting for the troops to get into position in Australia. That's taking a while, and we are waiting for some troops to invade Tasmania, because that has for some reason not surrendered as it went. So right now we are going to kick things off with having a very quick look at our decisions and seeing if there's anything I can do for stability. I don't think so, but yeah, I'll just save up the political power if there's anything popping up that I want to use it for. But yeah, other than that, let's start this off with a global view of the World War, the German-American War that we are involved in. We have so far lost. This looks actually a lot less than what I was remembering. Oh, that was because we fought against. That was a different war. That was the war against the Soviet Union. Yes. So in this war, we have our losses have been relatively light, whereas the Allies have had relatively high losses overall. Especially the United Kingdom has been severely defeated, and Italy has taken a beating as well. But there is a lot more of us than there is of them at this point. A lot of the Allies have been defeated. The remaining Allied states are the United States, obviously, who already have taken almost 1 million casualties, 500,000 against us. And the United Mexican States, then second role, sort of playing the United Kingdom. New Zealand is still remaining, Canada and South Africa, and that's it. So we will begin with reducing the speed and starting the naval invasions, and we're kicking it off with Midway. So we will need to get Osawa's groups on naval invasion support. In fact, Carrier Group 2 can remain on strike force, and we get Strike Group 1 to do the naval invasion support. Where are they currently located? Where is Strike Group 1? Where are you? Can I pan to it somehow? I'm not sure where the button for that is, but it's operating somewhere in the assigned area, so I will assume that it's going to come in. We are also constructing an airport on the Johnston Atoll, just in case we're going to need that against Hawaii. But we will find out how well the Midway invasion is going to work. So first things first, we are. The Tasman Sea, we don't have enough naval supremacy. Okay, that's not an issue so far, but we're going to shift click and then 4th Army, shift click, and then we will start the naval invasion of Midway. there are the troop transports, and they are launching. I have no idea how many troops they have in the area. We keep spotting the British around the Cape of Africa, but Yamamoto's carrier group is currently still repairing. That's why we don't have air superiority in this area. Pacific Line Ridge. Yeah, there are definitely, and the Hawaiian Ridge. There are definitely aircraft operating in the area. So we will have to, and that is actually carrier group. The carrier group. Okay, we will have to do something about that. But that's why we're constructing the airport, to shoot these down prior to an invasion. Because these are operating from Hawaii, presumably. Because I don't think Midway right now has an airport, large, at least not one. We don't see anything in the air. So let's just watch the troop transports making their way here. I'm not entirely certain where Osawa's strike force is, but it's in the region, and we've got carrier group 2 in the Johnston Atoll to intercept anything that would cause any problems. So there shouldn't be a huge risk to these. We've got an ongoing naval combat in the Hawaii Ridge. No, this is just a troop convoy. Okay. So yeah, they are shifting troops between the mainland and Hawaii. So it's about high time that we're going to take these off them and make sure that we are going to get rid of any remaining American possessions in the Pacific, and then plan our larger invasion. So halfway to Midway almost. So far we haven't been intercepted. The troop convoys have not been molested, and we've also got the Third Fleet's escort destroyers in the region, keeping an eye on things. Plus we've got the scout submarines covering things. So we should. There's a group of scout submarines making sure that there are no enemy troops in the way. The float planes are up in the sky, and they are just keeping an eye on things in general, and patrolling the seas around Midway to make sure that our troop convoys can get there and are not running into any surprises. Okay, while that's ongoing, 1940 destroyer hull. Okay, we can design ourselves a new destroyer. Okay, we'll do that after. Somebody remind me. We do that after the. We'll do that after the invasion is ongoing, because I do actually have to research a bunch of things still. I did research the next naval invasion text, so that's all good. That's all mine laying down here. I haven't done an awful lot of that, but I've got a lot of technologies that I need to research around here. If we're going to get a 1940 destroyer started, we also need to get the better cruiser armor, and we need to get better depth charges, and we need to get better battleship armor. We're probably going to start out with the battleship armor for now and get that out of the way, because there they come. And okay, there's strike group 1. So the escorts have joined. Sorry, just to finish my thought here, the battleship armor needs to be done because battleships taking a long time to produce. Anyway, the escort group has joined, and the troop transports are on the way. And I think at this point there is not an awful lot is intercepting us so far. Okay, a couple more Shimushus. We're gonna get these up there, and that's an Akatsuki. Can go exercise. Okay, and we'll keep an eye on the naval invasion. But yeah, so they are joined by Strike Group 1, the Tosa, the Congo, and their escorts are bringing the strike group to Midway. This gives us some heavy gun support if needed to deal with any kind of opposition that we might find in Midway. But we'll see if the Americans actually have any troops there, or if they have more or less abandoned the island at this point, because we will find that out in a minute, or in a couple of hours really, when the landing is starting. And it's noon right now. The Americans would definitely know that we're coming at this point. They should have, their radars, if they have radars, should have picked us up already at this point, or any kind of pickets that they were running. But there are troops in Midway. Okay, anti-tank upgrades done. This line I was doing to get better anti-tank guns and better better cannons. These are the heavy cannons, but I am after the improved medium cannon. So we're going to get 2 more upgrades done. So let's get that out of the way. So who are we facing here? We are actually facing a... What is that? Is that a French? No, it's a Mexican division. Yeah, so the Mexicans being... So it looks like the United Mexican States have taken over the defense of Midway, but they only have 1 division here, and it doesn't look like it's not even fully equipped. So it's at half strength. I don't think they're going to have anything that they can put up against the shelling that they're receiving from Osawa's landing group, and the highly trained Japanese forces on the beach should make very, very short work of this whole thing. So let's get I think these Mexican troops are going to be done for. There they go, and that was the relatively unspectacular Battle of Midway. And any second now the troops should complete their landing, and then we should be in possession of Midway. We are seeing American troop convoys, and our submarines are wreaking absolute havoc on these. And what we can do is we can set up now that this is done and Midway is ours, we can delete this invasion order and set up a new naval invasion from Midway, from our newly captured port, over to Hawaii. So that's these 7 divisions. And how's our airport construction coming along? We should have an airport at this point. Yes, we have an airport. So let's get some fighter cover. Do we have these are naval bombers? No, we need fighters over here. So let's vector some fighters over here. What do we got here? Scout planes. We don't really need those here, honestly. Let's get these scout plane. I want 2 fighter wings over here, to be honest. Let's see. We should have a couple sitting around. This is all naval bombers and fighter wings. Yeah, let's get the 30 and 31st fighter wing, which are currently exercising at the homelands, and bring these over to the Johnston Atoll. I don't think they have range though, but we'll bring them over anyway. We'll see how much. We'll see how over here. We'll see how much good that's going to do. And oh, what have we here? We have a strike force. Our submarines have been sinking American convoys, and it looks like the Americans are actually putting up a last-ditch effort in around Hawaii, and are sending out whatever forces they have remaining. Let's see. There's the USS Tennessee. We've got the Salt Lake City and Chicago. These are older ships. We've got 3 destroyers. We've got the Saratoga and the Wasp, and a whole bunch of light cruisers. So they are sending what they have out here. Now, my big question is we're going to switch. We have carrier group 2 out here, so I am surprised that because they are on strike force, I'm surprised that they haven't been trying to engage. But we might send strike group 1 back to port at this point, because I am not 100% certain that strike group 1 can take them without losses. So if that group's operating in the area, we're going to send strike group 1 over to the Johnston Atoll, and we will see what happened here. Yeah, these are the American dive bombers that are attacking us, and we'll see if Osawa is making a move, to be honest, with his strike group. So let's wait for the planes to arrive. And in the meantime, our submarines are making sure that everything gets scouted. I'm going to keep an eye on carrier group 2. Yep, carrier group 2 is on intercept. Okay, seems like we have them spotted. And yes, they are engaging our submarines. they are disengaging, but Osawa is now in pursuit with carrier group 2. So we have sunk a convoy. The group has disengaged, but it looks like Osawa has not managed to actually catch them in time. It's a bit of a shame. We know that they're operating in this area. Maybe we'll send them to Midway. Let's send Osawa over to Midway and see if he can, if that gets him a little bit. Oh yeah, he's intercepting. Okay, we've reacquired 25 ships. We've reacquired the task force, and Osawa is intercepting. So let's see if he can manage to catch him. This seems to be a relatively quick task force. So yeah, they seem to have escaped again, which is very unfortunate. Nope, we've reacquired them, and he's once again on the hunt. Let's see if we can catch them, and if we can make something happen against this little group here. They are 25 ships versus 31 ships. So, okay, there comes the naval combat, and they are locked in combat now. Let's see if Osawa's relatively old group can take on this American strike force under Ali Burke. We definitely have the advantage in firepower, and I think our carriers are still superior. It's the it's the pride of the fleet as well, the Saratoga. It's either the Wasp or the Saratoga. I'm not sure which one of it is, but we have how many do we have here? We have 30 fighters out, I believe, and 60 torpedo bombers versus 30 fighters, actually 60 fighters and 30 torpedo bombers. So they do have the strength, the advantage in numbers when it comes to the fighters. But let's see how this will play out. The first things first, obviously the screening forces are going to engage each other, and we will see if they start taking some damage here. So far, nobody seems to be disengaging. No, the USS Chicago has taken a critical hit from one of the heavy guns on our side and is trying to disengage. And it looks like the Saratoga, which is currently the pride of the fleet, is also disengaging. Has anybody here taken any damage from the initial airstrikes? Let's have a quick look. The Salt Lake City has taken a hit, but is still in the fight. And it looks like the lightships are pretty unscathed so far. Some of the destroyers are taking a couple of hits, but nothing major really. How does it look on our side? Nothing really. No, nothing's really struck the. The Kaga has taken, both Kaga and Hosho have been receiving some damage from the enemy naval strike, and it looks like our strike in return has not delivered anything just yet. It's more the heavy guns that are doing the damage here, but the Americans are definitely trying to disengage. We have sunk one of their destroyers, and the whole group is now trying to disengage. Both carriers are trying to get away. The Wasp has taken very minor damage from a torpedo hit, and the Saratoga is still unscathed. So it looks like they have a lot of reinforcements coming from Hawaii. There's a lot of incoming planes, so this might actually go poorly for Osawa. We have managed to sink the Salt Lake City and the Chicago, as well as the Clemson and the USS Elliott? But with that amount of aircraft incoming, things might go badly for us. So we do have to be a little bit careful. USS Henry A. Wiley has gone down as well. Mostly it's the guns that are doing the work here. But we're definitely going to need the carrier. The carriers have escaped, and it's the screening ships that are falling at this point. But we haven't gotten out of there unscathed. We definitely have received, both Kaga and Hosho have been coming under sustained air attacks and are probably going to go in for some repairs first. One of our heavy cruisers, the Mikuma, has taken some damage as well, and both Fuso and Mutsu have been hit. The destroyers are pretty. No, a lot of the destroyers have taken gun hits from the American cruisers. We haven't had any casualties, but we've definitely taken some losses, and the Americans have disengaged. But that massive land-based strike, we haven't seen them out in force, but we now know how many bombers they have operating off Hawaii. So the naval battle is over. That wasn't it. We've lost a submarine here. But where's my battle result? We've lost 2 submarines here. Yeah, they're definitely the American Air Force is definitely out in force. Where's my battle result from this engagement? I would like to see that if possible. Yeah, there are 2 naval battles here. I get that. So that's the first one. Can I get the other one as well, please? Okay, let's dismiss. No, I don't want to dismiss all of them. Can I get the other result? Yeah, that's the one I want, but I don't get to see it apparently. Now we know that we have sunk several American ships. So, but I think Osawa's strike force now needs to return. Yeah, we're definitely having a lot more American planes in the air than I thought we were going to have. So we are actually going to pause operations here for a little bit, and yeah, we've lost 3 zeros, 9 and 9 torpedo bombers. The Americans have lost 2 heavy cruisers, 4 light cruisers, 5 destroyers, 1 Devastator, 6 fighters, and another 7 fighters from the land-based group. Okay, so let's dispatch that. Yeah, Osawa needs to go for repairs. Yes, Osawa is going for repairs, and I am going to. We are losing the scout submarines quite significantly here, so I'm gonna take them off the Hawaii Ridge for now, and I'm just gonna concentrate them in the other areas. We are definitely gonna need some air here because there's a lot more air power on Hawaii than anticipated. So let's see if our fighters are making their way over. Yes, we have 2 fighters, but unfortunately the problem is the fighters are not going to have the range to reach Hawaii from here. So fighter cover is going to be more difficult. We are still going to try and do air superiority missions over the Hawaiian Ridge, but the problem is they don't have the range. Now we can bring tactical bomber support in once the airbase is upgraded a little bit more, but unfortunately we don't have the long range planes to make this happen. So what we could do is unfortunately Osawa now needs to repair. So he's heading on this way. He's heading back to the next safe dockyard to repair the fleet. Because while that was a victory, it wasn't as decisive as it should have been, and we might need some more scout ships because we've taken some losses here on the scouting submarines around the Hawaii Ridge from the enemy air superiority. What we can do, or what we could do, would be once Yamamoto is finished, we'll get some more carriers over and assist them. And assist with the air superiority. Alternatively, we do have. I mean, both Hosho and Kaga need repairs because they've both taken some serious damage here. So, and our AA has been more or less absent in this battle. So, yeah, we need to think about what we could. We could attempt. No, I don't want to attempt to send the transports out on their own. So definitely, we're gonna have to find a way to get us air superiority within the Hawaiian area. And yeah, unfortunately, the the zeros just don't have the range. These are the most modern zeros that we have. Yes, these are the most modern zeros that we have. So we are going to have to, we're going to have to think of another way of making this happen. There's nothing closer from where we could put land-based air. Do we have any so I don't want to start researching heavy fighters now, because then we have to start building them. What would be the range of these things? 1300 kilometers. What is the range on our zeros currently? Production. Where are my zeros? Yes, the B variant 0. So if we look at those, and they currently have, can I see how much range they have? They have a range of 920 kilometers. So yeah, even the heavy fighters are not going to have range from the Johnston Atoll to cover Hawaii, which means we probably are going to need. We might need some more. We might need Yamamoto over here actually, which is mildly unfortunate because I wanted to. I mean, what I can do is I could dispatch. Yamamoto should be fine with 2 carriers. So what I could do is I could send 2 of the Soryus, the Hiryu and the Soryu, as well as their escorts. We can join it with the Tulsa group. That should be sufficient. So we're gonna get these 2, and they're gonna need some escorts. So we can bring the Kirishima and the Haruna. That'll be 4, and then we'll bring a bunch of the Fubukis. So there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That should be sufficient as escorts for these 2. Let's make it 16. Let's get that into a task force, and we're going to get that task force to join with carrier group 2 and strengthen carrier group 2. That task force to carrier group 2, yes. So they are reinforcing carrier group 2, which means once carrier group 2 is repaired, we will have a lot more firepower available to ourselves, and we're probably going to join strike group 1 and carrier group 2 as well. So that'll be another set of guns, and it'll be Tulsa herself actually in the group. So let's get that all sorted, and currently, yeah, we'll take the mission off. They should be in repair. They should go and repair in port. So we're reinforcing the carrier group, but they should return to port for now for repairs, and we'll make sure that we're getting the reinforcements coming in from Yamamoto, and we might be able to get a couple of the Akatskis. Yeah, actually into 3, and we're going to join these into carrier group 2 as well. These can go and assist with submarine operations here. We have another Shokaku actually, but maybe we'll take who's mostly damaged here. Hosho. Maybe we'll take Hosho and put her in her own task force for now, and then we will get this carrier and send her to carrier group 2 as well, together with the Kashiwara. Yeah, let's build up a bit of force here while the rest is still training. Let's build up a bit of a force here and make sure that we have sufficient forces in the area to do that strike against Hawaii. And yes, we are still intercepting British as well. Just checking, that's a freight convoy, so we don't need to worry about that. And that these are just, why are American troop convoys operating here? We keep sinking them, because they don't seem to be escorting them particularly well. But yeah, we need to, once the remnant of Yamamoto's Carrier Group 1 is completed repairing, then we will launch that invasion here and just take that island off them. And then hopefully that's the end of the Indian Ocean operations. But yeah, for now, we'll keep that planned. Let's divert our attention and see if our troops are ready in Australia. They are not yet ready. It's taking them a while to get there. Why are you not taking the train? And we've got some unassigned divisions. These are just more colonial divisions, so nothing to... yeah, this is all colonial divisions. Okay, well, they can all go into the colonial troops. Okay. Meanwhile, how's our tank production looking like? No, we're way behind still with these medium tanks. Another naval combat, more American troop convoys. We are intercepting a lot of American troop convoys in the oceans. That is for sure. So they are still trying to sail around the world without sufficient escort coverage. Really not something I would recommend. At some point, we're going to get the Fubukis that are currently or the older destroyers that are currently operating in the carrier groups as escorts, and we're going to get these and use them as fleet escort, as convoy escorts, especially the Fubukis. Once we have a sufficient number of more modern destroyers, then the Fubukis can go. Which reminds me, we were going to design ourselves a new destroyer. Let's have a quick look. 1940 destroyer hull, so more modern destroyer layout. That would be, let's see, what did I have planned for the fleet destroyers? That would be the Yugumo class, actually. So let's have a quick look if we can design these. We definitely have a more modern engine. Unfortunately, we don't have the modern torpedo launchers yet, so we need better torpedo launchers. We only have the third year 127mm guns, and yeah, we have dual purpose main battery. We've got the we could build the Aki. We could do an Akizuki class. That might be interesting. What would that look like? Let's see. As an anti-air escort, so they would have torpedo launches. They would have. Do they need sonar? They can have sonar. No, they're not anti-submarine destroyers really, so we can leave that out. But they would have the dual-purpose main guns, the 100mm guns, which would increase their anti-air firepower quite a bit, and effectively, where were we? Oh, we've got 50 naval XP, so that's pretty good. So that would be, they're still at 14 knots, so that would be 3 guns, and they need 4 guns. So that would be an anti-air firepower of 16, which is quite significant compared to, I think, our older destroyers. We could give them light attack is 13. We could give them a decent fire control system, but it's not making. It increases the cost. It reduces our reliability by quite a bit, and it's not making a massive difference in the light attack. So we could put a cheaper fire control system in, honestly, but it almost makes no difference. So it'll be more of a traditional destroyer. That is not a terrible design, and it we could use them as gunboats and AA destroyers. So we're going to call that the Akizuki class. and they're going to be what is this? Historical destroyer what? Historical destroyer something. Do we have the Akizuki in here somewhere? Destroyers. I don't know. I'll go with destroyers. Okay. Oh, what is the other one? Does it say? No, it doesn't. Oh, historical. These are destroyer escorts. Okay, so these would be destroyers. So let's save that, and we can actually change the Shimushu class, and they should actually be using the destroyer escort names. Okay, so we've got the Akizuki class of destroyers, which we are going to need to produce. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to just these are refits. I am going to probably stop producing the Akatsuki class, and then they will flow into the Aki. We've still got, I need to reorganize that a bit. Oh well, yeah, the Akizuki class is taking whatever comes, whatever falls through once we have availability. And yeah, so we'll produce, hang on, didn't I just change that? I said one more of the Akatsuki class, right? So that's a carrier. We're producing the Shimushus on we have got 2 lines of destroyer escorts actually right now going. Let me reorganize this a little bit. So we've got convoys, we've got actually these are lowest priority, so they go to the bottom. The convoys go all the way to the bottom, so we've got plenty of those by now, and the Shimushus can go to the bottom. All right, so we've got two lines of these destroyers going. We're going to start building the Akizuki class, and we've got 2 Shokakus under construction, as well as the Akatsukis, and so let's put the heavy ships first, so it's such that it is a little bit more visible. All right, so we're still building the Kaidai Force as attack submarines, and I believe that's a refit. Yeah, that's I think a refit that we're doing here. The Akizukis are going to be produced, and yes, so we've got a Shokaku. We've got the Shokaku 2. We're going to have to refit that. I think the differences are marginal, and we're obviously still building the Yamato, which is going to be finished in November. And yeah, once the Akatsuki is done, then we'll start with the Akizukis, and they will be going in for fleet AA escort, because as we've just learned, fleet AA is actually a lot more necessary than we've previously thought. So let's see. We don't have a great mission efficiency here. We are going to need radar. We're going to need a radar station on the Johnston Atoll, just to make sure that we have. Where did that go? Johnston Atoll. Go top, please. Just to make sure that we have some visibility. And we obviously now need to defend Midway after the naval troops are there. So the homeland defense, what does it look like for you? Not an awful lot. So we're going to get the. Actually, no. Let me add them to the area defense. That and Johnston as well. Have we included these? Yes, we have. Okay, so that leaves them with this needs to be included, and they are actually running short now, I believe. So we're going to have to start excluding some things which are definitely out of range of enemy troops at that point. So for example, that one. We really don't need to defend the ports in these areas because they are really central. That is all still covered, but yeah, we don't really need to do port defenses there. Okay, cool. So that gives them enough divisions to reinforce the garrisons here, and yeah, now we just wait for the fleets to join, and we have been sinking submarines here. Am I operating the? I am sinking a lot of things, but it's dangerous doing this in the Hawaii Ridge. Am I actually operating the 6th Fleet in the area? Yes, I will cease operations around Hawaii for now. While it is profitable, it is very dangerous because of the air superiority that the Americans are holding. So we are going to cease for now operations. Did I do that? Yes. Okay. So we'll see submarine operations around Hawaii because the enemy air presence is just too strong at this point, and we're going to have to think about doing something about it. So what we can do is we can once we have reinforced the carrier group, is we can yeah, and some of our submarine squadrons are repairing as well at this point. Well, we can send the carriers out as effectively floating air bases, and let them run planes in order to just gain air superiority and deal with and just provide air cover. Yes, our submarines are getting attacked by the air in the air. Yes, I noticed that. So we need to stop operations around the Hawaii region. And I think our submarine groups are now disengaging. Yeah, they're moving out of the fleet area because it's too dangerous. We're taking too many losses from submarines at this point, and we are waiting for carrier group 2. Well, how long is that going to take? How many dockyards do we have on repair duty? We've got enough dockyards on earmarked for repair. Okay, I think carrier group 2 is now sufficiently large. We've got Kaga, Shokaku, Soryu, and Hiryu, and we just need to repair the remainder. But we've got 4 fleet carriers, 2 battleships, 4 battle cruisers, 2 heavy cruisers, 10 light cruisers, and 43 destroyers. So that should be sufficient. What was that naval battle? What did we engage? Oh, this is this British light group that is operating in the area. Yes, I've seen these. I am just waiting for Yamamoto to be complete. And yes, Yamamoto is actually okay. Yamamoto is actually. Let's see if he's going to come in and hunt them, but they might be out of range for him. Let's see. Because but Yamamoto is finished, so we can actually quickly start this naval invasion here and take that base off them, because that's been a thorn in my side for quite a while. So get that invasion underway. Can we? Can we? Oh, this is not. Is this? Oh no! Hang on. This is that army. So that needs to go underway. Let's see if they defended it. I mean, it's a colonial division. They're a dime a dozen, so I really don't care. But let's see if they defended it. Yamamoto is going to be. Oh, hang on. Naval combat. No, that is troop convoys. Yeah, there's lots of troop convoys going around here, and our submarines are still wreaking havoc. But we need to be careful not to exhaust our submarine forces against the enemy air power. American air power is not to be underestimated. Let's see if these divisions can make it to. Actually, let's switch Yamamoto to temporarily to invasion support, such that he's going to come along. I've got 3 dockyards. Okay, that's new. In that case, let's start another line of the Akizuki. And we put that here, and they can Oh, I'm running out of steel again, by the looks of it. Yeah, building these ships is taking a lot of steel. That is mildly unfortunate, which means we're no longer producing convoys because we just don't have enough steel. Can we... Okay, we will deal with that in a minute. Let's observe. First, Yamamoto is giving naval invasion support here. So if that little group is showing up, then we will intercept them. We still have 3 dockyards. What completed here that freed up all those dockyards? Yeah, we've got 2 dockyards free. In that case, let's build a couple more. We need to replenish some of our scout submarines. That was the Yunsen 1 class. So let's just build those. Okay. And then once this invasion has happened, if this colonial division goes down, I really couldn't be bothered. But if the British happen to not defend the island, then we might be able to push through there. Otherwise, I might have to send some of the Marines over. And they are defending the island. So that is probably not going to happen. Because they literally have no fighting power whatsoever. So even with the naval support, yeah, it looks like I might have to send some Marines over to make this happen. Okay. In that case, Yamamoto can go back to strike force, and we'll just let that fail. They're just some colonial divisions we're sacrificing here on the beaches. It was just a probing attack to see if we needed to actually bring Marines over, and it looks like we do. So we're gonna get 3 Marine divisions, 1, 2, 3, and actually get these shipped over to the Seychelles. Okay, apparently we do not have sufficient escort efficiency, so it's warning me. There's this group again. Is Yamamoto going to intercept? That would be awesome. Doesn't look like. He is assigned to these regions, but I think he's just too far away in the Seychelles to make this to make that intercept happen. Okay, so it's warning me that that this is risky to send my Marines over. How about can I send 3 Marine divisions? 1, 2. Honestly, 2 Marine divisions should be sufficient against that. Yeah, 2 Marine divisions should be sufficient. Can we send them over to... this is risky to ship them over because apparently... Yeah, I don't think the British are operating in this area and Yamamoto is there. I'm going to send them over. I think this will be fine. We should have the 3rd Fleet covering these areas. So let's make sure that they are covering everything that is in between. And we just don't have enough destroyers for the escort. That is really the issue. Okay, we've got another Marine division. In that case, we're going to set that to the 4th Fleet and send them over to where are they currently? They are in port, and now they should be able to make their way over here. No? Can I not send them there? Alright, hang on. So, that division, newly formed Marine division, where are you currently? You are in port here, right? So, you are right here. Okay, maybe they're trying to move. Oh yeah, they are trying to reinforce something. I'm not sure why they're moving here. I have no idea. But can I just get them to move to the Seychelles? Yeah, please move to the Seychelles. Okay, so we've got 3 divisions going there after all. And we've got another, yeah, as I said, colonial divisions are cannon fodder. They're a dime a dozen. We are having, okay, we need to sort that out. We are having some supply issues here. So let's stretch that out a little bit. Let's give them a fallback line just along here. And that should get them, yeah, that should get them spread out a little bit. Anybody else having supply issues? This is fine. This is fine. How about the divisions here? Yeah, it doesn't look too great. Let's have a look at the supply situation here. That's because we are not actually supplying. So let's fix that. That should fix the supply at the front lines here, theoretically. Do we need more supply hubs? I believe we do almost, because we are struggling to supply this area. So even with full truck coverage, this is, or is it just a matter of we might just have insufficient an insufficient rail network. So let's get that upgraded, and we are gonna need we might need a supply hub in the middle here, unfortunately, because I think these mountain regions are unsupplied. So let's construct that supply hub in the mountains. And then railroads from, actually no, not from there. Railroads from here to, railroad from here to, can I not construct railroad? Oh, this is an existing railroad, right? I'm just going to branch off from here. What am I doing wrong? Why can I not create railroads? I should be able, oh, there we go. Okay, the railroad up there. And then railroad connection from there to behind the front lines, ideally, from there. And then we are going to need another supply hub further north. And it looks like we cannot supply the mountains here, the mountain regions. This is irritating. We are reasonably far away from the next forward supply hub, so maybe that looks like a city. So, do I need to build another supply hub here just to supply these mountains, these mountain areas? I mean, this is important, so I'm going to build one here. That should be able to cover that, and then we get that connected. Just branch off here. Okay, and then we're going to build another supply hub, a forward supply base here, and that should be connected. That should take care of these mountains. Okay, there's a lot of supply hubs that I'm going to build, but this isn't going to become interesting anytime soon, so it's not a huge issue. I just want to make sure we are not taking attrition here, because we have bad supply. So I might actually let's delete this front line for now. And we're just going to pull these troops back here into a fallback line, which is closer to the supply lines until we have the frontline supply sorted out. And we're going to need something up north as well, anyway. Who else? Who else has supply issues? Since I'm looking, these guys should be fine. Yep, that is not a problem. And this army, where did I leave you? I think they are all, yeah, this is the one I just scattered a bit. Still having supply issues. Okay. That, I think, hang on, I think, cannot I say, yes. Oh, I can say that these armies should always be using, is this going to work? Yes. Okay, so my armies should always be using trucks to supply themselves. And then I don't need to do that by hand anymore. I think that's a good thing, and all of them will have this. Because I have sufficient amount of trucks to let them handle that themselves, and I don't need to do that. And the same goes for you, and the same goes for you. Okay. And now they should be supplying themselves more professionally. Yes, they are. Okay, that's all good. So, what was I looking at? I was moving troops to the Indian Ocean. Are we ready for the naval invasions here? Yes. Do we have naval supremacy? No. We have not. We need naval supremacy in the Tasman Sea, and the ships that we have available, we were just sending some old coastal defense ships. Can you move to which regions are they active in? They are active in the Tasman Sea, so let's send them to NSW, and you should be in that region. No, hang on. Move to Sydney, and you should be doing naval invasion support in. Hang on. Oh, they are doing naval invasion, but they have no assigned regions. So add region. There we go. Thank you. So, but that's apparently not enough. We might need some more ships. Do I have more ships? I do not have more ships right now because everybody is busy. And we have lots of ships, lots of enemy ships operating in the areas. Okay. Why do we have enemy ships operating in Micronesia? This might just be convoys that are sending through there. I'm not sure, but certainly irks me. We could, unfortunately, Carrier Group 2 is still repairing, so we can't divert them. Carrier Group 1 is on the prowl. What do we have here? We've got a bunch more Shimushus, so yes, more Shimushus. And we've got another Shimushu. Can go there. 3 cruiser and our first Akatsuki. They can go and do naval exercises. And we actually have an Akatsuki. We've got a Kaidai. Can reinforce the slightly depleted Pacific fleet here. We've got an Akatsuki who can go into Carrier Group 1. And we've got an Nagano which can go into Carrier Group 1 as well. Maybe I'll just detach something. Hang on. Do I have a couple of things? I've got Atago. I can just take Atago and a couple of the early ships here. A couple of Kumas. We'll bring one of the Aganos along. Now we'll leave that there. We'll bring a couple of destroyers along that we don't need here. A couple of the older Fubukis. 6, 7, 8. Okay, temporary. So this is Carrier Group 2.1 temporary task force. All right. So 1 heavy cruiser, 2 light cruisers, 8 destroyers, and you are going to go to Sydney. And then do naval invasion support in the naval invasion support. Yeah, go to Sydney, and then we'll need to add that region here. Okay. The rest of Carrier Group 2 is still repairing, so we'll just wait for that to happen. Okay, so let's get these ships in. Let's get these ships into their respective regions, and then things might look a little different. We've got more unassigned divisions, more colonial. They spit out colonial divisions at a fascinating pace. And we've got 3 military factories. More tanks, please. More tanks, please. I need lots of tanks, and I am really running out of steel. Building so many tanks is probably having something to do with that as well. Yes, that's the other thing that I wanted to look into. Right. We might need to trade for steel again. Yeah, we're down on steel, so we need to trade for steel again, which really annoys me. Who are we going to trade with? Well, we're going to trade with Manchukuo again. That'll sort it out, but I don't like it because they get independence from that. That sorts out my immediate steel problems. Can we build any more infrastructure to improve our steel? This is starting to get a little, little unwieldy. This is just one steel there. We can have some more steel. There we can have some more steel. This is aluminum. Other stuff. More steel. Definitely more steel. Yeah, all the Soviets' possessions might have, this is already upgraded, might have some steel that we can use. I mean, we're not obviously also getting, because we're occupying the state, we're not getting the full amount of steel. That is the other problem. There's some more steel here to be gotten. This is going to be adding a little bit of steel. I'll take every bit I can. And I think I've upgraded everything else that I could possibly have. The Americans have some steel. We'll take that off them. But definitely the Soviets are, or the former Soviet states can do some with some upgrading of infrastructure, and that'll give us some more steel. Yeah, we do need to. We really need to get these guys into our fold and figure out what we do with them. All right, so we've got the all or nothing armor scheme. So the only thing for a heavy we need are the improved heavy batteries. These are 380mm guns. That's actually an unusual caliber for Japan. But no, these aren't 380mm. These are 410mm. Better. Type 98. Okay, let's get that researched. Resistance. Is resistance still an issue anywhere in the Soviet areas? Yes, it definitely is. Yep. How is our... Okay, Australia is not too great with... we do have some resistance in Australia, but we have a relatively high compliance in Australia from the collaboration government that we prepared, so that should take care of things relatively nicely. Don't show me non-resisting countries anymore. I just want to see what I need to worry about. Soviet Union, yeah, we're having a lot of 40% garrison efficiency. Why are we short on infantry equipment? That is weird. Let's have a quick look at that explains why it's so high. Let's have a quick look at the equipment situation here. They are not allowed to use new equipment. I might have done that at some point. Let's see if that solves it. Because I have enough infantry equipment to make that happen. So where was the Soviet Union? That's Tanutuva, Soviet Union. 29,000 infantry equipment. But I have sufficient stockpiles of infantry equipment. I've got 100,000 pieces of that stuff laying around. Why are... Or maybe it just takes a moment for that to tick up. Let's keep an eye on it. Because that explains why the... that explains why the resistance is so high. Because our garrisons are not efficient because they don't have material. They don't have enough guns. 29,000. That is very strange. That is very strange because that... Let's just double check. That is the cavalry division, yes. So why? I mean, it gets better, but why are they not using equipment? Infantry equipment. Basic infantry equipment. Oh, that's why. Okay, I see where this is going. So don't use the new equipment. I see where this is going. So they were, for some reason, set up before I started gathering all this foreign equipment. And then we haven't, and then this somehow didn't become available for them. So all this stuff here that we've conquered can go into the garrisons. That's why we have resistance issues, because of bureaucracy. The Japanese bureaucracy has managed to make sure that the captured infantry equipment is not being distributed to garrisons, because some official somewhere has decided, yeah, and that you shouldn't be using. You can use the old stuff, that's way enough. Okay, now that should sort it. Let's see. Occupied territories. Soviet Union, where is it? There we go. So if I let that tick up, okay, come on. That should work now. Did that not fix it? Okay, maybe okay, research finished. We'll need to check that in a second. Okay, I'll check that. I'll quickly switch that over to that division and see if that changes anything. Does not. So we'll change it back to this one. Something is weird here. This division, what are you allowed to have? You're allowed to have all equipment, right? Yes, you're allowed to have all equipment. Why is this not working? It's a mystery. I mean, Tanutuva has problems, but Soviet Union is my biggest problem, because this is ticking up, right? We are starting to take losses here. We are. Okay, this might have just crashed the game. No. We are definitely having losses in terms of equipment and 168,000 manpower lost. Yeah, I'm not having that. Okay, first of all, can we get other people to die for us? That would be great. They're already doing garrison support. They are not doing any. These guys, you people. Go and die for us, please. Okay. That means I should now have fewer garrison requirements. And I'm not sure that happened. But what really irks me is that this... Oh, now it's 100% efficient. Okay, cool. So it's fixed itself. It probably needed to take over a month or something. I'm not sure. But okay, now we're up at 100% efficiency. And now we can sort everything else out. Okay. Brr. Can we... Do we have naval... do we have enough naval support in the Tasman Sea? We are still waiting for that task force. Why are you not moving? I told you to move to Sydney. I'm pretty sure I told you to move to Sydney. Please move to Sydney. So let's get these guys moving to Sydney. And I need to do some more research now. What was I doing? What was finished up with? No, it's not this one. Oh yeah, the half trucks were finished. Okay, let's get these up to speed before we start producing them, because I also need to do all these research. Oh, there's so many things I need to do. This is still ahead of time, but I need to do these and everything. Okay, let's get the half trucks out of the way. We have more free. Okay, we're gonna push a lot more into tanks because we have enough steel now. Right. Okay. So let's see if moving this task force over to where's that task force right now? Oh, more research finished. Okay, one more and then we can upgrade the tanks. So this one, and that gives us the improved medium cannon. All right, let's do that. October 1942, and we're still messing around in Hawaii here. How's the air situation over Hawaii Ridge? Okay, we've got 200. We've got a very low mission efficiency because we just don't have enough range. How are our... We are fighting it. We've shot 3 fighters down. 6 actually. We've shot 6 fighters down for the loss of 2, and 4 dive bombers. The problem is we just don't have the range, so we're fighting at maximum range here. We might are all the carriers here now? Yes, the carriers are here. So once Osawa is complete with repairs, we might just position Osawa in the area and use the carrier-based fighters to give us air superiority to start the naval invasions. And in the meantime, okay, so more ships constructed. Another Shimushu. We're starting to fill these up, but it's slow going. The Akatsuki's need to train. And we've got another escort and another cruiser submarine that needs to train. All right. And this Kaidai can go into operations. We need to replenish. Actually, the subruns are looking okay. So let's finish up the. Let's replenish the specific areas. Okay, I was waiting for this group here to arrive in Sydney, and they are still nowhere near. So they're still moving. Let's speed that up a little bit. Just get them moving to Sydney. Yeah, resistance can be weird like that if you don't pay attention to these things, because you're always used to seeing the resistance occupation. How has this changed the resistance targets? Let's have a very brief peek at it, because that was pretty massive. Yeah, now the resistance target is much lower. So this should have never gotten this high. This was my bad for messing up the garrison divisions such that they were not using the equipment. And yeah, now things looking slightly different here. Okay, we now have 32% naval supremacy. So this is, and why are you going again? Okay, I'm going to have to temporarily get these into their own task force, into their own fleet, because I can't launch the naval invasion, I think. The Tasman Sea, yeah, we have got 32% naval supremacy, so we don't have sufficient naval supremacy, and they are now obviously sailing back to their base because they're operating in all these areas. So I'm going to have to get these into a new fleet temporarily, and that fleet will only have. I want you to stay in Sydney, but you will be active in this region, so you please return to Sydney, and they will be active in this region, but it looks like we do not. Okay, why are you moving to the Johnston Atoll? I told you. Okay, we're gonna put you in port. No, stay in Sydney. Are you in Sydney now? Yes, you're in Sydney now. Okay. So you are going to do naval invasion support. Docked in Sydney. Okay, good. Now, problem is we still don't have sufficient naval superiority in the Tasman Sea. This is very annoying. Okay, I think I'll end the episode for today. It turns out that the air battle over Hawaii is ongoing. The Americans, we are matching the Americans in terms of fighters, but the problem is that nobody has the range to effectively engage each other. We have solved the mystery of the resistance in the Soviet Union. It was a bureaucratic error. We're going to need more forces in. I think we cannot launch the Australian invasion yet because we don't have enough forces down here. Which is, oh no, we do. No, hang on, it's the air. Yeah, we don't have enough sufficient forces in the Tasman Sea. Somebody is operating down here. It might either be the British or the Americans, but we need more ships in the region. So we're going to have to send Osawa himself down once he's done with Hawaii. But I want to get Hawaii started first. Once Hawaii, that's the wrong group. Once his ships are done repairing, and hopefully that shouldn't take too long anymore. Then we will start the invasion of Hawaii. Excavation tech. Yeah, let's get another excavation tech going because that is definitely something we need. More materials. We're running low on materials. And the last thing we're going to do is how good is our Intel network in the United States? I think we're going to start actually. Can we start an operation in the? I want to prepare the collaboration government. I can do that in the US, yes. But we're probably going to take Mexico first, so maybe we'll do that in Mexico first. But I think we don't have sufficient. Intel network yet. No. Okay, so we'll keep building up the Intel networks, and then we will. After New Zealand invasion, we will start doing the collaboration governments over there once we get to the point of actually invading these people. So that's all good. Oh, we're doing resistance suppression, right? Is there something else useful that we can actually do? Yes, we were going through this one. Yeah, we can do jet technology at some point. There's a couple of more things. So let's switch that back over now that we've solved that over here, and expand the Manchurian railways. Any decisions that steel mill? Yes, please. Another steel mill, yes, and tungsten mines, yes. Yes. All to all of that. And that's it. Yep, I think we're good. Things have been slow going. The Americans have put up a lot more resistance around Hawaii than we had expected. We've taken them for beaten, but they're not quite beaten yet. But we shall take Hawaii off them, and then we shall exert our control over the Pacific. But all that is going to happen in the next episode. For now, that's it for today. Thanks everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.